welcome back to the Lehigh Sports Complex in Bethlehem, getting set for Bucknell and Lehigh. Match day 3 in the Patriot League women's soccer season. Bucknell tied for the top of the table. Lehigh looking for its first points within league play, and we'll take a look at tonight's lineups. First for the visitors from Bucknell, 4-6 overall, 2-0 in the league. Top the league with 3 points. We go with a freshman in goal, Kaylee Donnelly. Gabby Bear scored the goal for Bucknell in the Patriot League tournament game against Lehigh last year. Jenna Marek scored the only goal of a 1-0 win in the regular season for the Bison here at the Lehigh Sports Complex last October. And Chloe Christakos and Abby Gearhart are tied for the team lead with 5 points apiece on 2 goals. Kelly Cook, now in her 5th season as Bucknell's head coach, former standout player at Colgate. Lehigh going with the same starting 11 that took the field Saturday at Lafayette. Wadsworth, Supp, and Warnegger for the forwards. Furtman, Aristivo, Kestelboim, and Casey in the midfield, and Friedman, Jansa, and Keefe in front of the junior Miranda Royds. Lehigh's defense has played pretty good throughout much of the season. It's been the offensive end that has been troublesome for Eric Lambinas now in his 10th season. He won a Patriot League title in his first, and the good news for the Mountain Hawks is this season, starting not unlike last year, Lehigh was 2-6 with 1 game remaining in the Patriot League season last year. Still got into the Patriot League tournament and ended up in the championship game. So still work to be done, but all hope not essentially lost for Lehigh. Bucknell was the number 4 seed last year, and the Bison did defeat Lehigh during the regular season here 1-0 in the last regular season meeting. Bucknell leads the all-time series 16-12. There have been 3 ties. But Bucknell's gotten some good balance, and after a bit of a slower start has come back to win its last 2 games, win the league, beating Lafayette, and on Saturday taking out defending league champion Boston University. Emmeline Parham scored in the 43rd minute from Annabelle Heisel, the only goal of the match in that first half, and Bucknell took down the defending champs. It was in the low 90s about an hour ago. We had a quick downpour sprinkle and some wind pass by about 20 minutes ago, but it is now, for the moment, clear. We'll try and dodge the rain and hope the temperature and humidity drop just a little bit. Should turn into a pretty nice night of soccer for the 2nd of October. Adore Weitzel, the referee, Craig Lowry, and Inga Marich are her assistants as we are underway. Lehigh on Saturday lost for the first regular season meeting in 5 tries against Lafayette. Mountain Hawks had won 5 straight regular season games against the Leopards, but dropped a 2-0 final in Easton. Lehigh also losing to Loyola in the league opener back on the 21st of September. Hannah Hafe's free kick goal. The difference in that one is Allie Friedman throws in. We saw her in the open. She scored the equalizer in the Patriot League quarterfinals last year. So Sydney Warnecker in the middle of the park for Aristivo. Back it goes for Annika Jansa. Warnecker leaves for Friedman. Headed away by Christakos for Bucknell. Miscommunication there, and the Bison will throw in. Ball goes in towards the corner, and some quality work from Allie Friedman there, working against Bree Kropenak. Kropenak has it again. Cross is blocked out of play. Bucknell will throw in. Now she'll defer to Olivia Hansen. Lights are on. Good news is still relatively mild for October. Bad news is we've lost that later in the day sunlight as we kick off under the night sky now. Ball bounds out of play for a Lehigh goal kick. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by. Miranda Royds has played every minute in goal for Lehigh this season, the junior out of Ambler, Pennsylvania. 0.73 goals against average, .864 save percentage. Jansa turns and concedes the Bucknell throw-in. Warnecker in the direction of Aristevo. Kayla bumped off the ball and a foul whistled against Bucknell. And P.D. Nasetta, one of the Bison midfielders. Another look at the foul. I think a little bit of the right arm there from Nasetta, knocking Aristevo down. Abby Furtman chasing, ends up with Warnecker. And now Furtman. Flag stays down, center cross, off the foot of Aristevo, but straight up in the air, and cleared aside by the Bucknell defense. Good early chance from Lehigh, and Leanne Engelman got over to clear it out of harm's way for Bucknell. As Wadsworth slides for Aristevo. Into the middle, Courtney Supp. Supp making one turn to the top of the box. Supp with the shot, just wide. So for a team that struggled to score some goals, a promising start offensively for Lehigh. Another look at Supp's opportunity. Down at the feet of Aristevo. Giving a little bit of room. Extra touch. Wadsworth. Cross blocked by Engelman. Rolled into the box. Kestelboim. Sandwiched by a couple defenders. And the Bison able to work it clear. Gabby Bear back to get it. More pressure from Wadsworth against Engelman. Quickly thrown in for Kropenak. Mary Casey, and now Kestelboim and Lehigh will try the other side with Friedman. Sent in towards the top of the box, but intercepted before it got to Aristevo. Kropenak on it for Bucknell. Aaron Keefe hustling back for Lehigh. Will turn with it. Very busy early October day in Patriot League soccer. Third day for the women's teams and also day 3 for the men. Lehigh men are up at Colgate in a game that's just underway as well. Touch from Friedman. Working in tandem with Sydney Warnecker. Aristevo got a foot to it. Donnelly off the head of Keefe, and now Casey for Kestelboim. She got stood up. And Gearhart trying to roll it on through. Annika Jansa steps in for Lehigh. Chip back in again. And again, Annika Jansa there. This time Aristivo able to settle it down for Kestelboim. Sup chasing. Sup tried to leave it for Warnecker. Officials have to make a decision here, and they award possession to the Mountain Hawks. 7.5 minutes in. Long ball from Keefe. Engelman loses it to Aristivo. Sends the ball diagonally for Sup, but Christakos there with the shield. There's the freshman goalkeeper, Kaylee Donnelly, out of Warren, New Jersey. Bear up ahead, just a little bit far from Marek. And Friedman the other way. Broken up by Hansen. And sent back in with Miranda Royds settling it down for Lehigh. Only shot of the game belongs to the Mountain Hawks here in the early going. Aristivo from distance, and a save made by Donnelly. Rebound, bounding around the box, left back for Casey. Her shot's cleared aside, and past Sup and rolls out for what'll be a Lehigh throw-in. Mountain got the ball down the field in a hurry, and Aristivo gave it a good go from distance. Aaron Keefe back to chase. Abby Furtman leaves it for Sup. Casey out of her right back position. Not a great first touch, and Engelman able to step in, and now Nacetta, although Casey hustling back. Just bangs it off of Gearhart. Appeals for a handball from Bucknell, but referee says it's off the body of Sup. Aristivo getting tangled up with Marek. Now Friedman towards the top of the box. Wadsworth trying to get the first touch there. Aristivo trying to roll it through. Or rather, Furtman was looking for Aristivo. And it's cleared out for a Lehigh throw-in by the Bucknell defense. Deflection there along the byline. Goal kick. Donnelly has played all but 1 minute and 50 seconds for Bucknell this season. Header glances off of Ali Russo. Foul against Lehigh. As we enter the 13th minute. Sent in towards the top of the box. Keefe heads it away from Kropanak. Friedman waiting for it to come down. Warnecker pops it in the air. Foul against Lehigh as Abby Gerhardt went down. So free kick to Bucknell. Sup, and then it was Kestelboim. Probably committed the foul. Ollie Burns, a sophomore. Over the ball for Bucknell. Low liner, dangerous and deflected across the mouth of goal. I'd say last touched by Lehigh. So the first corner of the match. Bare for Bucknell, who might have gotten a head to it. As Russo will take this corner. Headed away from goal, then back in. It's down in the box, and finally Friedman clears for Lehigh. Possession lost. Burns into the corner. Merrick rolled it along. Kropanak at the edge of the box. Now Merrick again. Cross blocked by Friedman. He was able to step out in front and win the ball. First long bit of defending there for Lehigh, and Houndhawk defense able to keep this game scoreless. Shots now 3-1 Lehigh as Furtman trying to spring, or excuse me, Sup trying to spring Wadsworth. Now Casey for Wadsworth. Lehigh tries to swing it across and takes some time to recollect. Monica Jensa headed away. Marek. Nasetta. Keefe going back to get it for Lehigh. Ball getting tangled at the feet there and touched out of play by Kropanak. Elsewhere around the league today, all 7 o'clock kickoffs: Lafayette at Navy, Boston U at Army, American at Loyola, and Colgate at Holy Cross. As Casey for Lehigh. Behind Furtman, and it's intercepted. Kestelboim able to poke it back for Aristivo. Warnecker sending one in, but nobody home, and actually the ball made it over the far sideline before that, so Bucknell will throw in. 17th minute of a scoreless game.
Cover!
Wadsworth does well to keep it in. Now Furtman. Sup chasing against Christakos. Back it comes towards Donnelly. Kestelboim steps in for Lehigh. Through Sup. Easy pickup for the Bucknell keeper. foot of Gabby Bear for Bucknell.
Hey, take it down and go off the field. Let's go.
Stevo for Mary Casey. Sup through traffic, lost it to Gearhart. Lehigh playing game number 11 on the year, just 6 goals through 10 games for the Mountain Hawks. Only 8 allowed. Really finding the offense has been troublesome at times. Non-league was littered with 4 draws, including 3 that were goalless. Miranda Royds will kick it away. Jansa, then Furtman. Warnecker battling for it. Took a bit of a bump from Nasetta, who was whistled for the foul. Friedman sends in the free kick. Sent back in, and then headed down and away by Engemann. Keefe drives one towards the top of the 6. Bucknell defenders got to head to it, and out it comes again. Another long ball. It's off the head of Chloe Christakos. Quickly thrown into Wadsworth. Keefe. Dangerous there from Wadsworth, and free kick to Bucknell. Header flicked on. Kropanak. Now Marek. Took a deflection. Jansen will leave it for Miranda Royds. Jenna Marek scored early in the second half in the regular season meeting last year, which was played here. Last year, every time Lehigh was home, it was a must-win game within the league, and they didn't win many of them, but they ended up still in the Patriot League tournament and advanced all the way to the finals. Foul here against Bucknell, so Aaron Keefe positioning the ball for a Lehigh free kick. Punch down. Aristevo got a foot to it, but puts it over the bar. A goal kick. For the latest Patriot League news and information, follow the official league accounts on Twitter at Patriot League, at Patriot_Game_Day, and at Patriot League TV.
Emmeline Parham.
For Bucknell, Emmeline Parham has come into the game.
Kropanak.
Parham out of Haymarket, Virginia, comes on for Kropanak. It was Parham who scored the only goal of the game in the win over Boston U. Kestelboim breaking up the play for Lehigh, then Wadsworth chipping it in. Kestelboim again, trying to roll one through. Warnecker to the outside, Aristivo, top of the box. Trying to get to her right foot, Aristivo at the shot, and just off the top netting. Another good effort from Kayla Aristivo, just couldn't get it totally on frame. Senior out of Northport, New York, leading Lehigh with 2 goals on the season. Another look at the attempt. Bending and hit the corner just on the wrong side of the post there. Yeah, Sup with some speed. Came together with Christakos, but we play on. Bucknell will throw in. We enter the 25th minute. Mary Casey for Lehigh. Towards the top of the box, side foot shot from Warnecker. Another one that just goes a bit wide. Sydney Warnecker, senior out of Downingtown, Pennsylvania. Casey, and then Furtman gets a touch to it, and now another one of the Lehigh seniors, Maggie Wadsworth, with Furtman cutting towards the top of the box off her foot and cleared by Burns. Looks like Lehigh's going to make a couple changes here. Looks like Wadsworth and Warnecker are the 2 that are coming off the field. Juliana Bonner, 12, the freshman out of Ellicott City, Maryland, and Rebecca Van Sicklen, 16, the sophomore from Montclair, New Jersey.
Now Lehigh, number 12, Juliana Bonner, and number 16, Rebecca Van Sicklen.
So Eric Lambinas going to his bench, looking for some offense. Lehigh's 2 wins this season came on back-to-back games. 2-0 on September 13th against UMBC, and then 2 days later, 2-0 against St. Joseph's. As Sup from Van Sicklen, now Aristivo. Friedman coming out of the back. Allie Friedman gets the step. Right-footed service. Hops all the way through and hops wide. It was last touched by a Bison defender. So Lehigh will have its first corner of the night. It's Aristivo and Keefe heading into the corner. Shots now 7-2 Lehigh, but just one of the 7 has been on goal. Ball down in the box, Bonner. Shot hit the wall. And cleared, coming out towards Friedman. Leaves it for Annika Jansa. Good run from Jansa. Ball deflects towards Sup. Casey with the interception. Casey rolls to the top of the box. So we have a chance here for Bonner, and it's blocked as Burns threw her body in front of it. Aristivo still has it out wide for Lehigh. Trying to get to the byline. And the mess cleaned up by the Bucknell defense. I see a mist starting to come down. Umbrellas are out, and it's a little bit stronger than a mist. As long as lightning stays away, we're good. As Bonner sends into the box, takes a deflection. A couple Bucknell heads off of Furtman for Lehigh. Mary Casey. Threading it through. Van Sicklen gets the step on one defender. Becca Van Sicklen sending one across. It's off the foot of Burns of Bucknell. Aristevo. Sliding challenge by Russo. And then a deflection, and now Mount Hope's have to hustle back as Gabby Bear has it. Took a hop over the foot of Jenna Marek. So a fortuitous bounce for Lehigh there. Off of Bucknell, foot to Becca Van Sicklen. Trying to turn on Russo. And Russo able to battle back and win possession. They come together. And Van Sicklen eventually called for the foul. Fourth foul whistled against Lehigh tonight. So far, Bucknell's been whistled for 3. As the end of that back and forth exchange there. And arm got bent, player went down, easy call for the referee. It'll just be a throw-in. Bonner knocked down Marek. Bucknell will make a couple substitutions. Annabelle Heisel out of Pacific Palisades, California, and Riley Donaldson out of Allentown, Pennsylvania, and Salisbury High School in for Marek and Bear. Ball ends up on Goodman Drive. It took a deflection off a Lehigh player, however, so
Riley Donaldson in
corner number 2 for Bucknell. And that ovation you hear is from the Bison contingent, or the Salisbury contingent that has made its way across town. Ali Russo over the corner for Bucknell. Headed away by Keefe. Long ball sent in by Hansen. Bounds out of play as the rain begins to intensify. To some extent, it's probably welcome considering how muggy it was today, but can't be totally fun. As Custerborn heads it along further. The weather plays a factor like this. Again, one slip or misstep could mean the game. So now you have to manage the opponent and the conditions. Furtman sent back the other way by Christakos. Coming up on 13 minutes to go before halftime. A couple Lehigh substitutions, Furtman and Supp coming off. Grace Forsyth.
Down for Lehigh, number 6, Grace Forsyth, and number 20, Rael Shuey.
And Rael Shuey into the game. Forsyth, a junior out of Fairhaven, New Jersey. Shuey from Schaeferstown, Pennsylvania, a freshman. Friedman. Second opportunity for Lehigh. Aristevo goes through her legs. Bucknell has picked things up offensively after the earlier Lehigh barrage. Goal kick for Royds, and we can tell you can stay connected with the Patriot League, its member schools, and student athletes through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. 34th minute. Lehigh men are scoreless in the 29th minute up at Colgate. All pinballs around. PD Nasetta went and got it for Bucknell, but now it comes to Van Sicklen. Aristivo. Sent in towards the box and grabbed with two hands by Kaylee Donnelly. Free kick coming from Bucknell. Free kick was blocked by Van Sicklen. And Casey wins a free kick for Lehigh. Really starting to come down out there. Here comes Bucknell. Donaldson. Stood up by Casey, but it'll be a corner. Number 3 on the night for the Bison. Nelly Russo over the ball. Punched away by Royds and cleared. Chip back in and bounds wide as Olivia Hansen was able to put it towards goal. Good speed from Gearhart. Floats one in there and off the side netting, goal kick. Lehigh make another substitution. Lisa Kestelboim coming off. And Libby Andrews.
Lehigh, number 7, Libby Andrews.
Junior out of Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, comes into the game. Jansa. Jansa for Lehigh again, and now Bonner chasing. Off the side of her foot, couldn't link up with Aristivo, who would have been whistled for a foul. Now they will give the foul. Thought perhaps they might allow Bucknell to play the advantage, but play halted. Free kick to the Bison. goal on the board in the Lehigh men's game, and you know who as of late, the National Player of the Week, Josh Lucchini. Another one on a feed from Trevor Koski. Lehigh 1-0 in the 33rd minute. Off the back of Shuey, Sup, or rather Van Sicklen, and now Forsyth. Sending Friedman back. Friedman got tripped up. It'll be a Lehigh throw-in. You get a great visual of the conditions out there at the moment. Chipped in. Kept alive. Parham. Knocked away from her in the box, and play continues. And then Bonner steps in and slides it out of play. Teams have combined now for 12 shots in the game, but just one shot on goal. Bonner, not the best clearance, sent back in for Bucknell. Keefe trying to settle it down and able to clear it out. Forsyth goes to get it for Lehigh. Ball goes behind Parham and out of play. Patriot League Cross Country Championship will be held at Colgate University on Saturday, November 2nd to kick off the league's fall championship season. For more details, visit the league's website at patriotleague.org and click on the championship link. Aristivo off a Bison defender. Lehigh make another change. Chloe Sherman into the game for Juliana Bonner, another freshman for Lehigh. Sherman out of Morganville, New Jersey. It's one of two midweeks in the built into the Patriot League schedule. So these teams will play 3 league games in a span of 8 days. Shuey. Nicely done to get it towards Annika Jansa. Sherman hustling down the far side of the field, but the ball skipped past her and out of play. For Bucknell throwing as the rain appears to have subsided just a little bit. Handball there against Burns of Bucknell. Free kick to Lehigh with 4 minutes to play before halftime. Friedman sending it in. Off a Lehigh in the leg and grabbed by Donnelly. It was Shuey who got a touch to it. Popped in the air by Keefe again. Foul against Bucknell. Pushing the back on Grace Forsyth by Burns. Another look at the foul. As Keefe takes the free kick, it rolls all the way through and is fielded on a hop by Donnelly. Andrews. Bison player goes down, but Andrews gets it to Casey. Keefe's ball takes a deflection. Nasetta forcing Keefe to chase. Pressured by Donaldson. Royds to Jensa. Aristevo. Casey again, intercepted by Nasetta again. Now Gearhart trying to spring Donaldson through, but picked up by Royds as we approach 90 seconds to go before halftime. Shots now 11-3 in favor of Lehigh. And Lehigh's had the only 3 shots on goal. Ball chipped again into the box, and Royds there on a couple hops. Approaching 1 minute to go before halftime.
One minute remaining in the first half.
Forsyth got bumped. Play continues. Casey watched it go over her head and bound out of play. 45 seconds to go. Meanwhile, in the men's game in Hamilton, late in the first half, Colgate has equalized. It's 1-1. Donaldson for Bucknell. 35 seconds to go. Sliding into the box. Gearhart. Casey trying to get in there. Referee immediately waves off any chance of a foul. It'll be a Bucknell free kick. It's rolled directly towards Royds, who tosses it away with 10 seconds to go in the half.
9, 8,
Chloe
7,
Sherman sending it long,
6,
looking for Forsyth.
5,
Gonna bound
4,
on through, but
3, 2, 1.
Donnelly will get there first, and that's how the first half will come to an end. Perhaps the best Bucknell chance there in the last couple seconds, but Lehigh keeps Bucknell without a shot on goal in the first half and outshoots the Bison 11-3. And after 45 minutes, in, for the moment, no longer rainy Bethlehem, we are scoreless between Lehigh and Bucknell. We'll take a break and come back with more in just a little bit. But first, here at the half, Bucknell nothing, Lehigh nothing. You're watching tonight's contest on the Patriot League Network on Stadium. After a scoreless first 45 minutes, just awaiting the referee's signal. And game back on. Last year, Bucknell in the regular season scored very early in the second half. A goal that was the only goal of the game from Jenna Merrick. Sydney Warnecker into the middle of the field for Kestelboim. Furtman tried to leave it there for Warnecker, but it was overrun. Kropanak and Furtman got tangled up for a moment there. Sent in Annika Jansa will watch it come to rest on the other side of the byline. Miranda Royds one save in that first half. Courtney Supp for Furtman, and now back to Supp. Off the head of Warnecker, but nobody home. And Kaylee Donnelly off her line. Lehigh used 6 substitutes in that first half. Bucknell used just 3. Both these teams back in action this weekend. Lehigh at Navy, Bucknell home for Army. As Aristevo turning the corner, sending one across, looking for Supp, now for Furtman off her foot. And bounds out for another goal kick. Kaylee Donnelly made 3 saves in the first 45 minutes. Kropenak tried to split the defense. Kestelboim pokes it back in the direction of Keefe. Tough deflection, but Bucknell player Marek appears to be okay. Room for Ali Friedman. Bending ball too far for Supp and handled by Donnelly. Ball bounced back and Bison player racing after it, but it was last touched by Bucknell, and Lehigh will have its second corner of the match. Aaron Keefe, middle of the box. Pinballs around off of Warnecker. Now Warnecker with the right foot sends it back in. Deflects down, and Furtman, wide open, just couldn't put it on target. Ends up on Goodman Drive. Abby Furtman scored her first career goal in the win over UMBC on September 13th. Bear got away with a push on Warnecker and rewarded with the throw-in as Warnecker touched the ball when she was out of bounds. Approaching 5 minutes gone by, second half. Holding fouled against Lehigh.
Hey, look for the second ball.
Holly Burns over the ball. Middle of the box. Off of Kropenak's head, pinballs around, kept alive. Headed out in front, and Royce has to make the save with Abby Gerhardt bearing down on her. Burns couldn't keep it in bounds. That goes off the head of Russo. Mountain Hawks will advance the ball a bit. Courtney Supp trying to protect the ball, but Bear sends the other way for Bucknell. Monica Jansen knocks it down. Lehigh was whistled for one offside in the first half. Bucknell not whistled for offside. Casey trying to spring Aristevo and poked away at the last second by Leanne Engelman. Lehigh will have corner number 3. Keefe with Aristivo nearby. Looking for Casey, it gets off her head. Kestelboim in the box, got the shot off at a diving stop by Donnelly. Lisa Kestelboim, who scored the equalizer at FDU in early September, couldn't get enough pace on that one. But does force Donnelly into her 4th save of the night. Third minute. Headed down by Hansen. Now Kropanek. Engelman giving chase. Long ball, Gabby Bear. Or rather, Marek. And Marek's gonna be whistled for the foul. She got tangled up with Mary Casey. So free kick to Lehigh as Marek pleads her case. And she scored the only goal in the regular season meeting here last year, a 1-0 win for Bucknell. Avenged by Lehigh 2-1 in double overtime in the Patriot League quarterfinals. Sydney Warnecker. Long ball for Supp. Knocked down by Burns. Bear and Friedman, or rather Bear and Jansa come together. Bear. Lehigh player slipped in front, goes all the way across the 18. Marek gets tangled up with Warnecker and, or excuse me, rather Wadsworth. And the foul whistled against Maggie Wadsworth, free kick to Bucknell. So Bison didn't get the first call, but they get that one. Bit of a tough one there on Wadsworth, as Marek did have the right arm wrapped around the back. Nevertheless, Burns over the free kick for Bucknell. Three women in the wall for Lehigh. Middle of the box. Defensive header. Appeals for a handball, but Lehigh gets it cleared. Is Wadsworth able to roll it in Aristivo's direction, but Kayla can't do much more with it. First game of the night goes final in women's soccer as Colgate and Holy Cross played to a scoreless draw in rainy Worcester. Holy Cross has now drawn all three of its league games, and Colgate 0-1 and 2. That's good news from a Lehigh standpoint. No points from the first two games, but it's not like everyone else around the Mountain Hawks is getting 3 points. A lot of draws in the first 2 rounds of league play, and ready one to kick off the night tonight. Aristivo top of the box off the side of her foot on the swing. Mountain Hawks then be whistled for offside for the second time tonight. Eric Lambinas looking on. Led Lehigh to a Patriot League title in his first season. Mountain Hawks got back to the title game last year. Furtman, then Kesselboim on the headers. Supp gets it out wide, and Warnecker couldn't keep it in. Bear for Bucknell. That ball snuck over the near sideline. Keefe lost it. Sliding attempt, and Royds there to make the save on the Bree Kropenak effort. Tad sloppy in the back from Lehigh, and Kropenak at least got the shot on target and made Royds make a save. Zaristivo gets tangled up and draws the foul on P.D. Nacetta. Mountain Hawks will push numbers forward. You see the hold up there. Steve nearly broke free, but the clock's going to stop. Sidney Warnecker is going to come out of the game. The clock might have stopped. Might have been, it was an injury perhaps, but they'll stop the clock for the substitution as Rebecca Van Sicklen comes back in. Warnecker was a bit ginger on this side of the field a little while ago, and ball scooted past her. Aaron Keefe with the delivery. Swing and a miss from Marek. A foul against Bucknell. So free kick to Lehigh. Wonder if in missing that kick attempt, she maybe got a piece of the ball with her hand. Monica Jansa, Ali Friedman discussing. Lehigh now with a 13-6 advantage in shots. It's Jansa. And we're going to stop the clock here. A yellow card issued to B. Kropenak for running up and violating the 10-yard rule. Kropenak into the book in the 60th minute. Yeah, can't do that. Lehigh will try it again. Jansa pops it up in the air. Jansa's complaining about an inadvertent whistle there as Furtman gets a touch to it. Aristivo heads it on. Wadsworth chasing. Puts one across the mouth of goal. Nobody home for Lehigh, and it just bounds over the far sideline. Or rather the end line for a Bucknell goal kick. Bucknell making a couple changes here.
Now for Bucknell, number 5.
Meanwhile, Van Sicklen for Lehigh.
And number 13.
Trying to sneak it through and covered by Donnelly. Riley Donaldson is back in. And Bailey Hurst senior forward out of Madison, New Jersey. It's for Kropenak and Marek. Off the side of the foot of Hansen. Van Sicklen, the decision goes against Bear. No, referee changed her mind. Said she pointed the wrong way, so Van Sicklen is called for the foul against Bear. Van Sicklen had a bit of the arm bar there. Stop the clock with 28-22 to go, and Van Sicklen will actually go into the book. So 1 yellow card per side now in this second half. Burns sends it in. Bounds through. Lehigh didn't get it cleared. Shot attempt and a goal for Bucknell. Riley Donaldson puts the Bison in front here in the 62nd minute. Mountain Hawks just completely left it alone there, and Donaldson makes the Mountain Hawks pay. Able to chest it down. Lehigh appealed for a handball. It was not there, and Donaldson with the finish. First goal of the year for Riley Donaldson. First career tally for the Salisbury native. And Lehigh concedes and falls behind 1-0 here. And will now have to chase. Bison take it away, and Bears ball goes out of bounds.
Bucknell goal was scored by number 8, Emmeline Parham.
Howie Friedman for Lehigh. Bucknell made a change after that goal, as well as Lily Courts into the game for Abby Gearhart.
Correction on the goal. The goal was scored by number 5, Riley Donaldson.
Mary Casey for Lehigh. Kept alive by Bucknell. Now Casey going back to get it, slides it into the Bucknell bench. It's got to be a disappointing concession from a Lehigh standpoint. Mountain Hawks were more than doubling up Bucknell in shots and just left Donaldson alone off that free kick. And Donaldson did not miss. Wadsworth for Kestelboim. Now Van Sicklen. Furtman off to her left. Furtman sends one across and grabbed, punched away by Donnelly. Wadsworth hustling back for Lehigh. Some good work from Donaldson of Bucknell. Sent the other way off the leg of Chloe Christakos. Throw in for Lehigh. We'll see if they allow the subs now or later. I'll wave them on. Mountain Hawks make a couple changes. Bonner for Furtman, and Shuey into the game as well for, I believe, for Courtney Supp.
Rael Shuey and number 12, Juliana Bonner.
Headed on by Aristivo. Now Friedman charging in from the left back. Delivery, though, off the side of her foot and out for a goal kick. You need to purchase that special gift? Visit PatriotLeagueStore.com to buy Patriot League Championship apparel and merchandise from your favorite Patriot League school. Again, visit PatriotLeagueStore.com. Friedman given a lot of room. Van Sicklen. Bucknell takes over. Last touched by Lehigh. 68th minute. Another opportunity for Olivia Hansen. This is Shuey for Lehigh. Bonner chasing. Christakos gets there first. Supp, or rather Van Sicklen, excuse me. Trying to turn back to her left foot, now rolling it on through. Shuey instead with the rocket. It deflects the other way and out for a corner. Shuey tried to tee it up from the top of the box, took a deflection, while Donnelly was moving the other way. Instead, it'll be Lehigh's fourth corner of the match. Keefe and Aristivo. Aristivo, Veronica Jansa. Jansa, bending ball. Bonner couldn't run onto it. And Bucknell will make a change or two. Hurst and Bear are out. Heisel and I believe Parham are the two players who are on.
Now in for Bucknell, number 8, Emily Parham, and number 9, Annabelle Heisel.
Taken over, now looking for Wadsworth. It deflects towards goal! Off the post and in! Fortuitous bounce for Lehigh. was Maggie Wadsworth who was closest. And the Mountain Hawks have pulled even. On a ball that just deflected back on goal. Banged off the post. Take another look. Bonner, and then there was the clearance attempt by the defender who just banged it right off of Wadsworth, off the post and in, and that should be credited to Maggie Wadsworth. Your first goal of the season.
Lehigh goal scored by number 3, Maggie Wadsworth. Wadsworth with the goal.
So Wadsworth, first of the year unassisted in the 70th minute after Bucknell went in front. For a team that's had no luck finishing lately, Mountain Hawks will certainly take one like that. So 1-1 with under 20 minutes to play. And Bucknell will have a corner. Corner number 4 for the Bison, as Ali Russo heads over. Middle of the box, headed down. Royd's got a hand to it, I believe. Yeah, maybe not. They call it a goal kick. Jansen turning with Parham on her. Watched overrun there along the end line by Bucknell. Boston U has gone ahead at Army in the 72nd minute. For this Bucknell throw and a substitution. And Lafayette leading Navy 1-0. About 11 minutes and change to play there. Would be a surprising result.
Now in for Bucknell, number 12, Abby Gerhardt.
Against the previously undefeated Mids. Or excuse me, that's not true, but 2-0 in the league at least. Friedman able to work it ahead. Wadsworth. Now Kestelboim. Miranda Royds will just boot it away. Loyola continuing to lead American 3-1. That was the score at halftime. Shuey looking for Van Sicklen, but she can't keep it in along the far side. Lehigh men and Colgate still knotted 1-1 second half. Bonner wins the ball back for Lehigh. Sliding it through for Aristivo. A little bit far out in front of her, as Friedman sends back in. Mary Casey tangled up with Donaldson, and Royds runs out to get it. Shuey. Now Van Sicklen. To the outside goes Van Sicklen. Sending one through, and it was deflected off a Bucknell foot and out for a corner. Corner number 5 for Lehigh as Bonner heads over. Ball knocked down in the box. Casey can't get to it. Second shot blocked. And Bucknell able to clear. Allie Friedman. Popped in the air by Burns. A Bucknell foul. Final quarter of an hour of regulation here. Van Sicklin keeping it alive. Now Bonner top of the box. Extra pass Aristivo. Bending shot from Aristivo, grabbed by Donnelly. Good unselfish play there from Lehigh, and Donnelly makes her 6th save of the night. 5th save of the night. Another look. Russo knocked down Shuey from behind. Lehigh men have gone back in front. In Hamilton, Stevo Bednarski's 2nd goal in as many games from Alex Green to put Lehigh up 2-1. Keefe headed up in the air, Wadsworth, but at the post, it's Donnelly, the goalkeeper for Bucknell. This foul call goes against Lehigh and Shuey in the center circle. Bucknell scored on its last free kick. Aristivo hustled over and touched it last. '78th minute. Aristivo leaves it for Wadsworth. Friedman, as it deflects off of Nacetta. Shuey for Bonner. Played into space, but nobody home for Lehigh. Jantz had to step in front of Parham. Ball bounds out of play. Goal kick. Take the Patriot League with you wherever you go. Live games and on-demand content is free and easy to watch online and on your mobile devices. Log on to patriotleague.tv. Also, a selection of Patriot League games are also available on a variety of over-the-top outlets and over-the-air television outlets. Visit patriotleague.com under the Media Center tab for more details. Abby Furtman comes back in for Lehigh for Lisa Kestelboim. It'll be a handball against Shuey. Header flicked on and Royds with the pickup as Keefe got knocked down, but no harm, no foul either way. Friedman banks it off of Donaldson, who scored the Bucknell goal before Wadsworth answered 8 minutes later. Foul against Bucknell. As Christakos went up over the back of Juliana Bonner. Keefe. Bonner got ahead to it! Juliana Bonner puts Lehigh in front as she heads in the free kick from Erin Keefe, 2-1 Lehigh. Career goal for Juliana Bonner. Delivery from Keefe and headed it right down Broadway. Bonner out of Ellicott City, Maryland, puts Lehigh in front in the 81st minute. So now Lehigh playing with the lead for the first time during the Patriot League season. Aristivo.
Lehigh goal scored by number 12.
Friedman coming out of the back, trying to turn the corner. Got held up, defended well by Donaldson. Back heel to Furtman. Abby trying to work her way through traffic. Bonner will just bang it off a Bucknell defender. Lehigh doubling up Bucknell in the shot department, 16-8. Gabby Baer, Bree Krupenak. Back in for Bucknell for Heisel and Parham. Corner sent in. Headed down, headed in! Van Sicklin. And it's 3-1 Lehigh. 2 goals in just under 2 minutes. Once again, Erin Keefe will pick up an assist with the delivery. And Van Sicklin, Lehigh, about as good as we've seen in a while in the air. Back-to-back header goals. First of the year for Van Sicklin.
Lehigh goal scored by number 16, Rebecca Van Sicklin.
So now a cushion for Lehigh with under 8 minutes to play. Friedman Throws in, out of play off of Lehigh. Bucknell will make another substitution.
Now
We're in the lead.
Number 2, Louis Courts.
Navy has equalized late against Lafayette. They're about 15 seconds from overtime in Annapolis. And they will indeed go to overtime. Three unanswered for the Mountain Hawks, who now lead by 2. Flag up for offside against Bucknell. Boston U continues to lead Army. Bonner with a header, now chasing. Back it goes to Donnelly. Lily Courts came back in, by the way, for Olivia Hansen. So Bucknell goes offense for defense with their most recent substitution. Another throw-in for Engelman and the Bison. And again, Casey puts it out of play. Bonner out of bounds, but last touched by Bucknell. Mary Casey will take as much time as the officials will allow her. Header flicked on. Aristivo into the corner to get it for Lehigh. Bumped away from her. And before the throw in, the Mountain Hawks will make a couple substitutions. Sup for Wadsworth.
Now in for Lehigh, number 13, Courtney Sup, and number 15.
And Kestelboim for Aristivo, so Lehigh going defense for offense. Popped in the air, middle of the box. Off the head of Sup. Bucknell plays it over the near sideline. Coming up in 4.5 minutes to go in regulation. Furtman with the header. Van Sicklin again, right into the raiding arms of Donnelly. Shuey heads it for Lehigh. Bucknell player slow to get up. As Friedman throws in and then slides it for Courtney Sup. Kestelboim, Shuey. Bonner trying to time her run. She'll stay onside. No, she won't. I'm not sure about that one, but Lehigh with a 2-goal cushion. The clock will run. Third time Lehigh's been whistled for offside tonight. Kopanak. Courts. Shuey stands her ground. And it's a Lehigh throw-in. Under 8 minutes to go in Hamilton for the Lehigh men, holding on to a 2-1 lead at Colgate. Sent back in by Burns. And Friedman will watch it bound out of play. Wadsworth, Bonner, and Van Sicklen for Lehigh, answering after Donaldson put Bucknell ahead. And Bonner into space for Van Sicklen with 2 minutes to play. Throw in for Bucknell. And Lehigh on the verge of 3 big points to get back into the Patriot League mix. Especially with a trip to Navy looming, and Navy previously undefeated in the league, showing a bit of mortality tonight going into overtime with Lafayette, but you know, if there's a side that's given Lehigh trouble no matter what throughout the years, it has certainly been the Mids. Bucknell will be home for Army on Saturday. We get a holding foul against Bear on Ali Friedman as we approach a minute to go.
One minute remaining in the period.
Ball chipped into the far side of the box. Glancing header down for Bear. Chip towards the back post and just wide. 30 seconds to go. Final 10 seconds here is
10, 9, 8, 7.
Looks like Lehigh will come from behind. Ball played towards goal. Royds will go get it. 3 much needed points from a Lehigh perspective as Lehigh gets its first Patriot League win of the season and hands Bucknell its first Patriot League loss. 3-1 final in favor of the Mountain Hawks.
That's the end.